Please.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes. So 5 minutes.
Yeah, yeah, please. Hello, madam. Good evening. Oh, very nice. Nice meeting you, madam. Oh, is it so? Okay. That's really nice. So- Okay. No worries. No worries. Yeah, yeah. Nice meeting you as well, madam. Thank you. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Myself, Purnimas.
Nice meeting you, madam.
Thank you. The same
So,
here.
you're from ENC department?
Yes, sir. From UNC department.
Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed participants, and enthusiasts of innovation, a very warm welcome to this thought-provoking online session on entrepreneurship in the era of artificial intelligence. It's an absolute pleasure to have all of you join us today as we embark on journey to explore the fusion of two incredible dynamic fields are entrepreneurship and artificial intelligence. A very good evening to all. On behalf of Basveshwar Engineering College, Bagalkote and Institution Innovation Council 5, I, Dr. Purnima Chanar, welcome you all for today's session on entrepreneurship in the era of artificial intelligence by Mr. Apurva Ankal, co-founder and technical head AI, Computer Vision and New Business, Divya Software India Private Limited, Bangalore. I take this opportunity to welcome today's speaker, Mr. Apurva Ankal. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you so much, madam.
It's my pleasure and honor to introduce today's distinguished speaker who brings a wealth of knowledge and expertise to our gathering. In a world where insights are the currency of progress, we are indeed fortunate to have Mr. Apurva Ankad join us to share their wisdom on entrepreneurship in the era of artificial intelligence. Mr. Apurva Ankar graduated in Electronics and Communication Engineering from Karnataka University in the year of 2001. After BE, Sir was associated with Toshiba Software India Private Limited for 15 years in various capacities. At Toshiba, Sir was instrumental in development and porting of various audio and video codecs including MP3, AAC, H.264, etc. for various mobile and DTV platforms of Toshiba. Later, Sir was heading the ADAS, that is Advanced Driver Assistance Systems team in Toshiba, building some state-of-the-art solutions for pedestrian detection, vehicle detection, etc. After his stint in Toshiba, as a part of the founding team of Divya Software, he is instrumental in driving the vision of making Divya Software pioneers in vision-based artificial intelligence. At Divya Software, he is heading the AI division targeting sectors including automotive, industrial, sports, medical, working with partners like Toyota, Hitachi, Toshiba, Intel, Tata Steel, JSW, etc. His other interests including traveling, reading, and interacting with young minds on futuristic technologies and life skills. With this brief introduction, once again I welcome Mr. Apurva Ankar sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
As Sir is new to our college, I request Dr. Mamta Satreddy, Faculty ENC Department, to brief about our college and IIC cell. Ma'am,
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, madam.
Good evening, to today's speaker, Mr. Apurva, coordinator, Dr. Purnima, and my dear colleagues and my dear students.
good evening.
A very good evening to one and all. It's my pleasure to brief you about the BEC, IIC, and EC department as you are new to our college, sir. So about BEC, so Basveshwara Engineering College Bagalkote is one of the prestigious technical institute of Basveshwara Veerashaiva Vidyavardhaka Sangha amongst its 140 plus institutions and established in the year 1963. This year we are celebrating as a Diamond Jubilee of our college. The student intake has grown to 3,500 in 2022 with 9 UG programs and 8 PG programs. And also 10 departments are recognized as R&D centers by VTU, Belgavi. Quality teaching learning processes are emphasized by the faculty whose strength has grown to 177 with 93 plus faculty having PhD degrees from VTU, IITs, IISc and NITs. In a short period of 10 years, around 170 plus scholars have registered for PhD programs and 110 scholars have been awarded the doctorate degree. The proactive core research activities have helped the college in securing grants to the tune of rupees 3.23 crores in the past 3 years. The institute has also MOUs with 20 industries and higher level institutes. A library is one of the best in the region, and the central library is set up with a learning resources center with OPEC facility, electronic resource management package for accessing e-journals and online publications. About 1,400 state-of-art computers are networked through backbone fiber network, and the campus is Wi-Fi enabled with 1 Gbps internet leased line. And for your kind information, sir, the network coordinator for our college is Dr. Mahabaleshwar, who is your friend, sir. Okay. BC has established Institution Innovation Council, that is IIC, in collaboration with Ministry of Education, Government of India in 2018. The main focus of IIC is to embolden, inspire, and nurture the young mind by supporting to work on their new ideas and transform them into prototypes. To foster the innovation and entrepreneurship activities, programs like Ideathon, Bootcamp, Design Thinking, Business, Canvas Model, Hackathon, and other competitions are being regularly conducted. Now we are in the phase of IIC 5.0. The Electronics and Communication Engineering Department was established in the year 1985. The department offers an undergraduate program in Electronics and Communication Engineering, a PG programs in Defense Technology, and
Yeah.
VLSI and Embedded Systems. There are 2 PG programs. It also offers PhD programs in the systems streams of VLSI design, digital signal processing, wireless networking, MEMS, and speech signal processing, which provide a platform for bright postgraduates to conduct research in state of art of the technologies. The exclusive computing facility includes state-of-art computer systems, software tools like Cadence, VLSI, ECAD, VHDL simulation, synthesis tool, LabVIEW, and other allied packages. A good number of books, journal, and conference papers in the specialized areas are published by the faculty of our department. The department has executed many AICT sponsored projects to strengthen the laboratory facilities and the research. The department regularly organizes several seminars and workshops to enhance the skill of students and teachers under department association called as ACME. This is Association for Communication and Modern Electronics, and also AICT, that is All India Council for Technical Education funding. The major goal of the department is to produce highly knowledgeable, competent, and skillful young engineers who can perform well in a wide variety of job profiles. To achieve this, curriculum provides a sound base for both the theoretical and practical aspects of E&C engineering. It also provides ample opportunities to students to work on mini projects, develop communication skills, explore internship opportunities in industry and world-class universities, and take part in national and international events. So with this brief about BEC and IIC and EC department, I conclude my speech, sir. And for your kind information, I am also the student of Mahabaleshwar, sir, PhD student of Mahabaleshwar, sir.
Oh, thank you so
Okay.
much, ma'am. And
Thank
BEC
you.
is not new to us because we have taken a
Mhm.
couple of your students as a part of our campus drive.
Oh,
So some of
okay,
your
sir.
students are working with us. So they are
Yes,
doing,
sir. Then it's
yeah.
good, good, sir.
Thank you
Then we
so
are proud of that one, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you
much.
very much.
So let's begin with this journey now. So first of all, I would say it is a very tough thing wherein we discuss these things on an online platform. It is always great when we have an offline program where we could see people, and the tough job is speaking one way, right? So I would say recommend, if possible, as many people as possible. At least you can, if you can turn on your cams, that would really help me as such, because that would be more like a two-way than one way, right? And anytime, please say if you need anything, please stop me in between, and you could go ahead and ask any questions or queries you would have, right? So let's begin with this. Let me share my screen here. Yes. So hope my screen is visible.
Yeah, sir.
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
it's visible.
Yeah. And let's begin with this thing, wherein what I just, when Mahabaleshwar requested me, I was like curious on who would be the kind of audience and what is that would be interested, what they would be interested in. So, because the audience could be from different disciplines, I thought entrepreneurship, and because this, say, program itself is more aligned into it, so I thought, let me speak about this entrepreneurship in the current era of AI, wherein lots of changes, lots of things are happening, and unless until we are aware of things, the whole journey could go for a toss, right? So let's begin with the basic thing. What do you think is entrepreneurship? Anybody, please. It would be good if we have sort of a two-way interaction. So, what do you think is entrepreneurship? Everyone knows about it. Everyone would have heard about it. But as an interpretation of entrepreneurship, what is this basically? Somebody
Yes,
already
I
having a business, say, and then a new person comes in and he continues that. Can we call this as an entrepreneurship as such?
It's a
Visually,
creation of economic value, sir.
economic value. There also we create economic value, right? Say suppose I have my father who owns a factory, and as a next generation I jump in, and I start with say doing my contributions onto it. Can I call this as an entrepreneurship? Because I am adding value over there, correct? Can we use this word entrepreneurship over there? Usually we don't, correct? So basically, when we talk about what is entrepreneurship and who is an entrepreneur, it could be best described in this form, where an entrepreneur, he is an artist who formulates ideas for never before seen products and services, right? So usually for such kind of people, we call them as an entrepreneur. We never had saw some particular kind of technology, some kind of products, right from e-commerce to self-driving vehicles, correct? So the founders are the people who came up with such kind of ideas, as well as we call them as entrepreneurs, right? So we can definitely call an entrepreneur is an artist who formulates ideas for never before seen products and services. So is it just ideas which will make a person an entrepreneur? It might be a great idea, but would it make him an entrepreneur? Definitely not. Because the second thing is he also has to be a businessman who can discover opportunities to make the impact of his ideas either on the market or to the communities, right? So just having an idea would not make someone an entrepreneur. So these ideas should be converted into products and services which can make an impact on the market and the community. Such kind of people could be termed as entrepreneurs, right? So, in this particular group that we see here, right? Let me just go back now, right? So, can you just give me a thumbs up? How many people would be interested or say thinking of becoming an entrepreneur? Lots of thumbs up, correct? Why? Why so? Anybody? Please feel free. Yes, please. Anybody? Why do you want to be an entrepreneur? For what reason? Are you able to unmute yourself?
Hello.
Hello? Yes, please. Yeah, please go ahead. Seven was coming up. Quickly, we will move to the next thing. Just wanted some couple of answers if possible. Why do you want to be an entrepreneur? It's okay. Maybe this might not be a good mode, but still, how it goes about. Basically, people feel okay, I have an idea and I'll start an organization and then it would be successful. This is usually the thought process which comes into picture. But just having an idea, do you think it would really help us being entrepreneurs? Definitely not. So how an entrepreneurship journey begins, right? So this is one of the models, right? It's called as the heptalogical model. Hepta is seven, logical model, because it basically has seven elements to it, correct? So that's the reason it is called as a heptalogical model for entrepreneurship journey. So Basically, any entrepreneur or entrepreneurship begins with a problem. So, for a entrepreneur, the base is something like he should be aware of things. When I say aware of things, it's not education. He should be a keen observer. Unless until there is a problem, what is that we need to solve? Correct? So that keenness to sense, to see a problem. When I say you should not be a problem creator, but sensing a problem is very critical for entrepreneurship. You cannot create problems. It is more like you have to identify what problems exist. These problems could be either social or market driven, both. Correct? When I say social, there could be a problem which could be impacting multiple people, and multiple people could benefit if I solve that problem. That is one way. Another is there is a problem with respect to the market or direct business benefit, business problem. And if I could identify such kind of a market problem, that also could be a potential beginning for the entrepreneurship journey, right? So is problem same as an idea? Definitely not. Problem is just, it is about you sense it as a problem, right? It is more of a subjective thing. You might feel it. But what others feel, it is a still you are not sure of. You feel or you think this could be a problem which I can solve. So that should be pretty intuitive. It has to be original because it is more like uh, there could be multiple people who could have sensed this problem, and each of them could be trying to solve that problem in his own way. Correct? So the first step of this heptological model is a problem identification of the problem, which could be social or market driven. Then once you sense it as a problem, then you'll have to see, does this problem has an opportunity? What do you mean by opportunity? At a problem level, we would not have gone into the root cause of things. Correct? So this problem has to be identified, and then once we identify what is the cause or what are the elements which are causing this problem, that's where the opportunity comes into picture, right? So this is where you'll have to identify. Now it is not just your subjective view. You'll have to go and try to check, does others also this as a problem, right? More number of people finding this as a problem, bigger the opportunity. And this opportunity is not just if somebody else also finds it as a problem. Instead, you also have to identify what is the elements or what's the problem, what's the causes of this particular problem. That's what is depicted with this X, Y, and Z. And these causes could be totally independent of each other. Correct? Now, if others, multiple others also find this as a problem, and if you could identify what all are the causes for that problem, then it means that there's a good opportunity for this particular thing to be taken up as an, say, your journey, right? Sensing this is then comes the third part, which is the idea, right? So you know what is the problem? You have identified that this is an opportunity because multiple other people also find this as a problem, and you also identified what all are the causes which are creating this problem. Then this is more like it's an outside view, meaning to say it's public. You'll have to go to the public and you'll have to check. Then idea, you can think as a completely opposite of this particular opportunity. Idea is not public. Idea is private. Because it is like you already have checked what others say. Now you will come and formulate how I would solve this XYZ root causes through my idea. So this is totally internal. That's where you can see this ABC are the approaches or the elements of your or the blocks of your idea to solve this particular problem. Correct? So this idea has to be very clear. By the time you come to this stage, you are sure of three things. You know that as an individual, you had identified a problem. You have checked whether multiple other people also find this as a problem. You have identified what the root causes are. And then you have also formulated how I am going to solve this particular problem. And also, you know that if I solve this problem, then there is a big opportunity for me to make an impact on the market and the communities. Right? So, once this happens, then what we call it as a venture, formation of an organization, formation of a particular entity comes in picture. Right? So, for that, once you have this idea, you know the problem, you get the opportunity, you have an idea. Then you conceptualize. You conceptualize and iterate to some extent, saying that, okay, what could help me? What approaches could help me to solve this particular or to make this, to solve this problem or to make this idea a realistic one. Now, if you are sure of this as a concept, then you are in the phase of creating a venture or a entity. And for that, you need a mission, right? And this mission is not a business mission. It is not about what. You are not answering a question of what you are going to do. Mission is always about why. Why you are trying to solve this problem. That becomes your mission, right? And this mission is usually social or it is driven down to why I am doing this, why I am trying to solve this, who would be the impact, dead people, who would be the beneficiaries, right? Why is that I'm doing this? Then the sixth element comes up wherein it is about modeling. Here, roughly the entity is created. And once the entity is created, then you could bring in either your resources, your own resources. When I say resources, your own time. You could collect multiple of like-minded people and their time. If you want to add more people as your employees or your, say, partners, if it is employees, the resources in terms of finances as well comes into picture. So naturally, some sort of, say, identification of, say, venture and discussing with venture capitalists or even people who would initially invest into your idea comes into picture. Once that happens, you end up using your resources to create multiple models. You go into a iteration of things, right? So once you have a workable model into it, then the seventh phase comes up, which is planning and forecasting for this particular product or this particular service. And this seventh step, what I'm talking about, is typically it will take a role of any existing business, right? So I was asking you, is entrepreneurship same as, say, running an existing business? Definitely not. So once you enter into this phase of planning and forecasting, that's where it would become a business entity. Till this point in time, it is more of how convinced you are to create something new and how you are planning to execute that. So this is what differentiates an entrepreneurship journey with respect to any traditional approach of running a business, right? So any queries, questions over here?
Any questions from participants?
Okay. So basically we will move to the next one. But before that, everyone would be pretty interested. They would be very happy. Say, especially people who are young, who are just moving out of the college. Many people would feel I could see lots of thumbs up when it comes to how many people would like to be entrepreneurs. It's a cool thing, right? So calling yourself as an entrepreneur, there'll be lots of say uh, eyes, say who would be seeing you. You would be the center of attraction, right? But predominantly, it is not a very easy journey as such, unless until you are very clear about what you want to do, right? So for that, first and foremost, I'll just reiterate this thing itself. When you talk about problems, usually what goes wrong, I talk about, right? So people feel I have an idea, I have a great idea, and this would work. On what basis? This is the biggest question, right? So the idea that you have, is it really solving a problem? That's the first question that you need to ask, right? It might be a pretty fancy idea technologically, but is it solving a problem? Is it solving a problem of multiple people? That is the first question people have to ask, and they have to be very realistic in identifying that this particular idea, solving a particular problem, is a big opportunity. Otherwise, what happens? People by themselves, they are convinced, saying that this is a great idea. Somebody else also has done this. I'll also do this, and I'll also be famous. But usually it doesn't happen that way unless until you are very clear on what the opportunities are, how you are different from the other person who has already solved this, right? Otherwise, what happens? You would spend your good amount of time, your energy, your resources onto it, and finally, after the product is ready, you're not in a position to sell it at all, and that leads to lots of, say, stresses, lots of pressures. Correct? So, although it gives you an amazing experience journey, but you need to know what's the risk appetite that you have. Correct? But most important, you have to validate it is not an idea, it is about what problem you are trying to solve, and is it really a problem to multiple people? Okay? So, please be very sure and trying to find some ideas on the internet or with the help of some things, it would really not work. Because if you are searching an idea on the internet, likewise, multiple people also would have done that. Correct? And what is that drive in you to really make or realize this idea to a product? It cannot be driven just with some vague or say ideas which are somebody else's. You should sense the problem. That's the point number one. Second, once we have this problem, and idea is also pretty clear, pretty good. Second thing is, assume there are multiple, say, customers. When I say customers, it could be B2B or B2C. When I say B2B, it is business to business, like you are providing some products to another organization or a factory or somebody else. Or else it could be B2C, wherein it is directly end users are your customers, something like you are creating an app which would be used by multiple people. Now, idea could be great, you are solving a great problem. But now, the most important thing is, as an entrepreneur, you need to check, you need to be your first customer. Whether what I am giving, if I was the customer, would this, say, solution, would this product at this cost, would I be buying it? Correct? If I was the customer, at this quality, at this cost, at this these many number of features, and with so many other options available, would I myself buy it? You should always put yourself into the shoes of the customer. People call this as customer centric approach, right? But ideally, what it is, It is about you thinking you yourself as a customer. And then if you feel that really it makes sense, this I'm talking about not just from an idea point of view, but majorly when it comes to quality and costing point of view, right? If you think that I have a great idea, I can charge it at any price, or if you think it's a great idea, so nobody else is there into it, my quality levels could be okay. It is not. People would pay only if it makes an return on investment onto it. You cannot just create something and just go and sell it. You be the customer. When you are the customer, naturally you would have lots of preferences. You would have lots of options, and you would work in the best interest of yourself. Similarly, your customers also would work in the same way. So put yourself into the shoes of the customer and then look for it. Third important thing, how effectively you can utilize your resources. Till this step 6, it is more like you are burning your resources. When I say resources, it's not just cash, it is even your time. So, how effectively you can utilize your time and resources is the key. And how fast you can iterate, and how fast you can make this product a reliable one. So, that is the key. So, optimization of the resources is the most important thing for an entrepreneurship journey. And once you are clear about what this product is, what is the sellability of it, then it's a different story. But this till that point in time, your resources have to be used pretty effectively, ensuring that you are really solving a problem for the end user. You cannot sit in a lab and you yourself think this would work. That that's the reason there are so many startups which close down in the first year of operations, right? They would start pretty enthusiastically, but either of the three could have gone wrong, right? Either it's not a great problem, either multiple people might not find it as a problem. Second, even if it is a good problem, your solution is so very expensive, or if it is the quality is too very low, or if it is not up to the mark. Third is your costing and other model, everything is great, but in the mid of the journey, you run out of funds, you run out of resources. All the three could be potential causes for closing an enthusiastic journey of an entrepreneur. So these are the three things that you need to always take care of. Now, why AI and what it is and how it has changed the system. Let's run through that part now. Till this point of time, anything in specific? If you have any questions, if not, let me move ahead. So it's a total disconnect. I understand. So from entrepreneurship, I'm directly jumping into some categories of AI. But yes, I'll connect both of this next. So basically, AI could be there could be multiple categorization of AI, but this is one of the ways where we can categorize AI applications into 4 parts, right? So the first part I can call it as a perceptual AI, internet AI, autonomous AI, and business AI. What is this perceptual AI? Perceptual AI, it we can also call it as a say cognitive AI, right? Wherein this particular system it specializes in mimicking human beings, right? In terms of what our intelligence with respect to our senses, vision, speech, language. What kind of applications? You could say, for example, you are there's a factory and which produces mm, medical devices, or say suppose it's a pharma factory. So naturally, it is like for every product, every strip of the tablet, it is mandatory for them to put the different details, including expiry date. Say suppose one of the sheets, the expiry date is missing. What would happen? It's a legal issue, correct? They can be fined heavily on this front. So they ensure that each of the strip of this product is verified. Previously, there were human beings who used to check it, right? Each strip they used to check it whether all the details are put or not, all the details are proper or not. Only then it comes out of the factory. But having so many of human beings, sorry, people doing this kind of an inspection is very difficult. So that's the reason it has been replaced with camera-based AI systems, which can do the job of identifying if any of these strips doesn't have these details. If it's the case, automatically it will discard it. So human vision and the intelligence is being replicated or it is delegated to perceptual AI. Similarly, speech and language, all the while the area of translation or say some sort of things was predominantly human, correct? Now this is getting beautifully delegated to systems. Previously, if we go somewhere, we needed translators, correct? Now we have devices which can translate one language to another, wherein a person is speaking in some other language. This device would understand that language, translate it to the language which I understand, and vice versa. So, such kind of systems, which are primary application is more like perceptual AI, is in human computer interaction or human to human interactions as well. We call it as cognitive AI or perceptual AI, which involves chatbots, digital assistants like Alexa and other stuff, speech processing, image recognition, all this kind of things, right? So majorly in your Facebooks or Alexas, all these things, it's more like chatbots. It's all perceptual AI. The next category is Internet AI, where it is personalization. We call it as Internet AI. We can precisely call it as personalization AI, wherein nowadays you take any this one Amazon, Netflix, or anything, any e-commerce sites. When you log in, it would give you recommendations, and these recommendations they are not generic in nature. Same recommendations doesn't go to everyone. So all this is very much personalized nowadays, and it's going to extend further as well, right? So it gives a unique digital experience and some sort of a feel good factor to every individual. So this we call it as personalization AI. Third, autonomous AI, we can call this is the technology behind self-driving cars, right? Or it could be something like working. This is a collection of variety of AI tools, including machine learning models, working to power machines, robots, drones, cars, any kind of vehicles, correct? And they can react to a wide range of possible solutions. Okay. The fourth one is the business AI. When I say business AI, it is more like all this previous three were more, say, I would say, generic in nature, meaning to say, any organization, either be it Amazon or Netflix or Flipkart, the approach for this recommendation systems would remain similar, correct? Either it be Tesla or Drive AI or Waymo or Mercedes, the technology or the approach towards self-driving cars would be very similar. Whereas when it comes to business AI, it is very much centered towards what business it is, correct? So it is one of the most, say, domain specific, because there has to be different kind of decisions for different individuals, different stakeholders in different business domains. So lots of things would be very different for each of the business, correct? It's very diverse. This class of AI is very diverse with a potential of having variety of activities, which includes anomaly detections, fraud detections, trading, algorithmic trading of the stock market, correct? Dynamic pricing of your air tickets, automated design evaluations, medical diagnostics, huge variety of applications into this particular area. But the primary application is simple, meaning to say what? It enables the businesses to take decisions well. It can help business people to take informed and better decisions. It can also enable automation of regular tasks, and it can also enable automation of decision making. Right? It would make businesses faster. This is where any of the entrepreneurs, I believe, you should utilize this business AI if you are starting anything new. You need to see how AI can enable my entrepreneurship journey, how it can help my business. Right from opportunity checks, you can utilize AI for in multiple stages. I just skipped this slide because it goes into too much of AI stuff. This just gives a relationship. You would have heard lots of things in terms of AI, ML, and other things. This slide tells you what is the relationship. It just helps us. You can assume this artificial intelligence as the superset. And in artificial intelligence, you have to handle data. And machine learning, you can assume it to be a subset of AI, right? And you would have heard something called as deep learning, which is an approach of machine learning which would mimic the sort of, in very simple terms, if I have to talk about, might not be the right thing, but still it would mimic the way human beings learn, right? As the kid learns till the age of 3 to 5 years, this is what happens with deep learning. So when we have these things, the areas, the variety of areas where all this would be applicable. One is, as I told, it is machine vision or intelligence with cameras. The cameras could be normal or regular cameras. It could be LiDARs, right? And what kind of use cases? It could be computer vision use cases, image processing use cases for inspections, for multiple other things. What is the machine learning or the deep learning approaches? It could be approaches as well as say the problem statements. It could be object detection, segmentations, using what? Something called as convolution neural networks, which is the CNNs. Second segment is the natural language processing, wherein the inputs would be more from microphones or could be from variety of files. What all happens? It could be text to speech, machine translations, speech synthesis, chatbots, even outside the realm of say your machine learning and deep learning, traditional audio and signal processing. Also optical character recognition, which is a combination of machine vision and natural language processing comes into picture. Approaches, it could be RNNs, recurring neural networks, or advanced versions like LSTMs, which gets used over here. Third set, autonomous systems, wherein it's a combination of multiple technologies over here towards self-driving vehicles. Also, robotics, navigation systems for the drones. The fourth is business or government intelligence, wherein you have lots of this database, data is getting stored and intelligence onto it. This is where we use this word data science, right? Also, we use the word data analytics. So in the data analytics, it's more on the side of exploratory statistics, right? A statistical analytics could be time series for forecasting, traditional, or could be anything else. Data preparation, which could again utilize statistics or packages like NumPy, Pandas, and other things. Data visualization, again a part of exploratory statistics using Matplot or Seaborn. What differentiates data analytics to data science is more like that is exploratory statistics. Here it is inferential statistics, wherein you have certain use cases like predictions and forecasting. Using what? multilinear regressions, RNNs, LSTMs. This is what the typical landscape of AI and other things comes into picture. You might have also have heard of something called as big data. This is the approach where how do we store and how do we manage data, typically for business and government intelligence. Then last, I would say this is one of the latest one into the AI, which we were always thinking would be the realm of say human beings, which is creativity. What falls into this category? We always thought it was always human beings who would write beautiful stories, but no. Amazing stories are written by, say, our generative networks today. They can write stories, they can write blogs, they can write emails, correct? So, GANs or the latest, the sensation, which is GPT, Chat GPT, words, all are, say, part of this generative networks, which can work immensely or beautifully with textual data, right? They have the capability of creating anything. Then data generation, even in the form of images, videos, and audio. There are lots of generative networks which can create images for us, synthetic images. Usages, both positive as well as negative, Chat GPT, deepfake, which is predominantly used in, say, for negative news rather than positive news. So, how do you choose AI based on your business needs? This is how we can see this. First of all, basically, you need to identify what is your problem statement. What is the goal of your business? If the business goal is to improve customer experience, or if the goal of your business is to increase efficiency, or if the goal of your business is to grow revenue, you should decide what is the goals. It could not be only one goal, it could be all the three as well, or a combination of any of these things. If you want to improve, say, the customer experience, then what helps you? Why improve customer experience? If you improve the customer experience, naturally you are making them coming to your enterprise more and more. If you improve the experience of the customer, naturally Flipkart could have a better advantage compared to Amazon. Correct? It is more about having a better engagement with your customer. To gain what? To gain loyalty. What kind of AI could help for improving customer experience? Definitely one is your personalization, correct? On the internet, this personalization kind of AI is absolutely essential to improve your customer experience. Similarly, usages like chatbot or giving some sort of intelligence in terms of using cameras or speech, that is perceptual AI or this cognitive AI, also plays a big role when it comes to improving customer experience. Would this business AI help in improving customer experience? Might not be to a great extent, a small extent. Autonomous AI, would it help customer experience? It might, but would be a little rather than great extent. If your goal is to increase efficiency, what do you mean by increasing efficiency? If you are previously, if you are doing something, if your production time, if it was 5 minutes, if you could reduce it to 2 minutes, naturally you are increasing the efficiency. For that, what do you need? Can this personalization help? No, it is not about personalization at all. Then what would help? Perceptual AI. If, say, suppose if I delegate the inspection process from human beings to camera based inspection systems, naturally I am increasing the efficiency. Why? Lesser time, lesser cost than people. Say autonomous systems like robots, like self driving vehicles, like drones, definitely they are increasing the efficiency. Likewise, business AI also helps to some extent because This also could help us to identify where the bottlenecks are. What is the source for our losses? Where we can fill those gaps. So, increasing efficiency, business AI also helps to some extent. The third part is the increasing the revenue. That is to increase the top line. How do we drive the profitability? Majorly in this, it is the business AI which comes into picture, because top lines cannot be increased with your perceptual AI. It cannot be done just with, yes, personalization will help you gain loyalty. In turn, it will help you grow the revenues, but not a direct factor. Similarly, autonomous also would not help you grow your revenue. It is more of efficiency rather than revenue growth. So it is about you, any business that you take, any entrepreneurship journey that you start. As I told, the first slide I was talking about identification of the problem, and then what are the opportunities, and then ideation. Finally, you are trying to identify how do you go about it. And during this planning phase, you have to identify what is your business goals. Is it to improve customer experience, or is it to increase the efficiency, or is it to grow revenue? Based on that, you could utilize these tools of AI, because time to market is reducing to a great extent nowadays. Unless until you are fast into the market, I believe even great ideas will fail in a big way. We have seen multiple, say, instances like this, right? When ChatGPT came up, there were lots of new startups which were started. Some of these startups were something like offering automatic mail generation. Some of the, not some, there are multiple startups which were telling we will write blogs for you. So many startups, right? Based on the tone, based on what is the matter, they were creating beautiful emails, they were writing beautiful blogs. Entire, say, idea or an entire product based out of it. Great ideas, great usage. But once, say, Microsoft came into picture, they were one of the biggest investors into ChatGPT. Microsoft involved, or they provided the support for using GPT into Microsoft Office. All of the startups, thousands of startups, they had to close overnight. So, identifying what is the threat, opportunities, and then moving ahead would really help each one of you to move ahead and be strong onto it. Nevertheless, I'm not trying to demotivate you people. The experience that you get out of an entrepreneurship journey is amazing, which you would definitely not get if you are being a part of the bigger organization, because everyone has to play their roles over there with a very specified set of rules and rather than rules, the kind of set responsibilities and guidelines, right? So I would definitely allow more and more people being entrepreneurs, but have your plans very effectively. Don't just go with your gut feeling. Create all the things which are essential and use whatever is available, the AI capability into it, because none of the businesses are exactly alike. So you have to understand your respective business needs, correct? And choose the appropriate AI methodologies or the tools to drive those business goals. And different AI tools could be combined to achieve multiple outcomes, correct? Such that you get optimal outcomes for your specific businesses. And finally, definitely, there's no one single recipe which says you follow this and you will be successful. So enjoy this journey. That's what I am saying. Experience things. Don't say nobody would be successful in the first step. Very lucky people. Sometimes where the need is so very high and you hit the sweet spot immediately. Otherwise, you would end up with iterations. Enjoy the journey. The growth path and the growth that you are going to have would be amazing. Right? So with that, I would end this session of mine. If you have any queries or questions, I would like to take up.
Any questions from participants?
Yes, please. Yes, madam. Uh, First of all, that clarity, what they want to do, right? Money is not the driving factor. It has to be, it only has to be an, say, outcome which would automatically happen. So if you are trying to solve a problem which could, say, benefit multiple people, that should be the goal and mission. That's the first thing, right? Second is, you cannot expect everything to be smooth. So you need to have that, say, perseverance, and you need to continue with what you really believe in. Third is the kind of risk assessment and the plans, right? Such that finally it is life. Business is a part of the thing, right? How well you can take it ahead, being strong at every step matters a lot. Yeah, thank you. Yes, there was some question over here. Let me just pick it up. What is digital marketing? So, any kind of marketing that you try to do it uh, on the digital platform, you can call it as a digital marketing, right? For examples, right from the ad which pops in your YouTube to anything which pops up, right, is a digital marketing. These would be very targeted ads, and which would be personalized to people such that the chances of that particular, say, marketing is reaching the right person, and there is a, finally, it has to get a conversion. So anything you do it on the digital platform, you can call it as a digital marketing.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. How we can implement this? So basically, it is, when we talk about implementing this, you have to. Do you think? Are you thinking as an agency which can do this digital marketing? Then can you be more specific over here? Because each of the brands, top brands, they have their strategy of digital marketing. Correct. For example, if it is a top brand in the apparel or in a food chain, they have their own digital marketing, say, strategies which could come down onto these platforms, right? So as an individual, or if you are thinking of an organization which is targeting these digital marketing stuff, previously there was an immense amount of opportunity, especially with creative ad content creation, right? Both in terms of text as well as in terms of images and videos. But majority of these things are getting relegated to AI based systems. Any other questions? Thank you so much. Can you tell some problems which you had faced in your journey? So the first problem is, how do you get your customer? Right? You are thinking of building something. You are very confident on your product or the services. How do you get your first customer? There is no one single answer, right? So it's all about, say, how do you pitch it? Usually, what happens is, you have to connect with the right people who has the need, who has the pain. So that's where, as I told, we also have faced this. We started this journey without looking for who could be our potential customers. What's the kind of opportunities that we have, right? So 2 years we built an organization for primarily targeting, say, multiple audio and video codecs, which was totally eliminated when Android came into picture. We had to quickly change our course and align with what would be the kind of opportunities which exist.
Yes,
Yes, anything else? Any other questions, please?
yes, any questions? Dear students, you can ask any question related to entrepreneurship and artificial intelligence. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, everyone.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for your wonderful presentation on
Thank you.
entrepreneurship and artificial intelligence. On behalf of Basheshwar Engineering College, I sincere thanks to today's speaker, Mr. Apurva Ankar, for sharing their knowledge and expertise with us. Your insights have been invaluable, and we are grateful for the time and effort you invested in preparing for today's session, sir. Your passion for the subject matter has undoubtedly left a lasting impact on all of us. I would like to thank our principal, Dr. S. S. Engineering, and IS coordinator, Dr. Anil Devanwali, for their encouragement to conduct such events. I also thank Dr. Mahabaleshwar, SK, and Dr. Malika, and Secretary of UC Department, and all IIT members for supporting to organize such events. Thank you all. I would like to extend our gratitude to all the participants who took time out of their busy schedules to be part of this webinar. Thank you, Vanessa. Have a wonderful day. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, madam. Thank you. And if you have any queries, please feel free to share it across to me. Maybe we could have and then discuss back.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. Yeah.
Yes. Shall I miss?
Thank you. Yeah. We can.